Welcome back to our Blue Z Water channel. So this is our third video. In the first video we gave an overview of the Terahertz blower, which is terahertz frequency. It treats the whole cellular body and it permeates quite deeply into the body. Terahertz is a low-level light frequency. It's above microwave and below infrared. So in our second video, we gave you a tip for healing, for working with brain injury, brain repair. And in this video, we're just going to give you a quick tip on the thyroid and in general, the endocrine system. So when you buy this device, there's a treatment protocol. You have to put in about 30 minutes per treatment. Start with the reflex points on the hands and the feet, and you do meridian sweeps. And this is based a lot on Chinese medicine. It was very easy for me because I did a ton of treating, so I just started treating it like I would treat a client. So there's very clear instructions, and you just simply follow the instructions. We'll put a Dropbox link below. And okay, so you definitely do want to focus on the meridians and the chakras, and then you want to start and then the reflex points on the hands and the feet, and then you want to start targeting on problematic areas. So for me, it was some neck issues from tennis, which I still had some residual difficulty with, and even though everything else I was using still could use some extra cellular boost for the neck and just the brain in general. Now, for me, part of the brain problem was the thyroid, and my thyroid was declining. I was using a lot of natural protocols, and I really was kind of hesitating to go on the thyroid hormones, but I finally did do that, and it did help, and I probably should have done it sooner, but I was very stubborn in believing I could rejuvenate the thyroid gland naturally. Now, if you have Hashimoto's thyroid and you Google Hashimoto's thyroid treatment laser or something like that, you're going to find out that if you use a laser on the thyroid, there's a lot of studies showing that you get a significant improvement on the thyroid function, and you need to go way down on your medication or off. I'm going to show you that laser. You can buy this on Amazon. This is a cold laser. Turn it on. And you simply put it on your thyroid for 15 minutes. Now this was for Hashimoto's. Not just low thyroid, but particularly for Hashimoto's. I don't know why. Now I have the red light therapy for the brain. So when I actually, one day I thought, well, what if I do light therapy on the thyroid? What would happen? And I tried it, and then I Googled it. And then I learned that they were using exactly what I was using on my thyroid. So it was kind of common sense. All these frequency therapies anywhere in the body can help. It's just which tool works with what issue. So anyhow, this is the cold laser therapy for the thyroid. Well, for the iTeracare blower, it's very simple. Instead of using that, try this. Now that costs about $300, or I'm not sure exactly, $325. This is $350 and can do the whole body. You can do the laser around the whole body, but it doesn't go very far. It only goes a couple inches. This goes 12 inches, well, 11.6. So this is a whole body treatment tool, very penetrating. That's the key for me, why I was so interested in this. And after using it, I indeed feel it's very effective. I wanted to get deep into the body. Every therapy I look at, I want to know it can get to every cell or work its way in there, but definitely cell permeable and get through a lot of stagnation and blockage if you're sick. If you have a really bad liver, you don't want something that's going to bounce off the garbage. If you have a wall, you want to go through the wall or break up the wall. So all these therapies have the ability to deal with a very challenged body. This one too. So if you do the thyroid, you just simply can put it there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can, if you're approaching it as a chakra, you can go counterclockwise or clockwise. Counterclockwise is generally trying to pull out energy, and clockwise is putting in energy. I think either way, you can go back and forth. You can play with it. But you're dealing also with the throat chakra, and you're dealing with the thyroid. So It's worth, if you have thyroid issues, trying this first before you go out and spend another $300 or $350 on the cold laser. If you have money, buy them both, use them both. But right now I'm kind of focusing on the thyroid with this, plus doing everything else I do for the thyroid. Now, obviously, anybody with thyroid issues, please Google the symptoms. I want to give you a few tips. First of all, Google, we'll put a link below to Isabella Wentz. She's leads you in the right direction as far as getting misdiagnosed. Many Western doctors will get back to lab work and not tell you have a thyroid problem, even though you're exhibiting a lot of symptoms. So if you go to a different doctor, like the one I have, they look at the lab work way differently. And by the way, my doctor will do telemed, and I'm very happy to work in an arrangement where you work with him, get the lab work, get the evaluation. If you need medication, you get on it, and then give you all this adjunctive good stuff, because there's a lot of adjunctive holistic stuff. But sometimes you do need to just simply take the hormones, just same with testosterone. So anyhow, it's very simple. Use this in lieu of the laser therapy recommended for Hashimoto's. Isabella Wentz, by the way, has a book on that, but you don't really need to read a whole lot. You're just getting a very deep cellular permeability. And this tool is all about getting to the cells and getting the cells to heal and getting rid of toxic cells. Simply, they market this as a cell level tool. And that's where I'm focused. When it comes to a lot of systemic issues, you got to be able to get to all the cells. You got to also be able to get to all the microbes, which will basically nest upon toxic terrain. That's a different, whole different protocol, different approach. But the bottom line is, you want to get to I say no stone unturned. You want to get therapies that go all through the body and go everywhere. And then when you get into the cell, there's different actions. This stimulates cell healing. PMF, for instance, post-electromagnetic frequency, that's therapy, is a pump on the cell, not a food. Hydrogen's a food. The electrostatic charge therapy is, in essence, a very activating field to help get rid of pathogens, to stimulate the cell to heal. So all these frequency therapies and all these different cell therapies have different functions. You need to learn them and then use them integratively. In the meantime, on the thyroid, try it. It's $350. Previous video, we showed you how to treat the brain. You don't have a lot of money. This is a great tool to play around with and possibly avoid spending thousands of dollars on all these other systems. Definitely worth starting with and seeing how your improvement goes. And we have heard, quite a few testimonials, but it's too early in the game for me. I'm still personally evaluating it. I'm impressed enough to recommend it, but I really, with MLMs, you have to be careful with testimonials because that's the way they all work. So I've seen many products that I think are way overhyped, but they're all going to give you these miracle testimonials. I evaluate the tool. I'm a practitioner. I think this tool is worth buying, especially for the price point. So we'll, if you're interested in purchasing it, we'll give you a link also below to how to purchase it. But the best way is to contact me. We'll give you my information. And we'll give you links to Isabella Wentz, a video from her, and do your research. I think it's worth trying for the price point, but I also always recommend, let me show you here. So we're going to put a link below also to this document. These are our sort of what we call our foundational holistic therapies. They're whole body. They have tremendous healing action. We'll put a link below to all these therapies. So we absolutely, especially if you're really health challenged, advocate that you develop as many skills and have as many tools as possible. It's very important to understand how all these therapies work, and this is why it's called the pros and cons chart. We went over the pros and cons in our first video of the Terahertz therapy. We'll put a link below and you can read all about it. And we want to give you a fair assessment of all these tools and hope you create an integrative home clinical environment. If you have knowledge and you understand what you're doing, if you understand the basic body systems, including the acupuncture or chakra system, there's multiple systems, but it's important to have a game plan and then enact the tools. Okay, so we encourage you to integrate this tool into a comprehensive toolkit, to study, to learn. The way we work with anybody, if you contact me, I'm going to find out what your issues are and recommend a very focused program with the right tools. It's very critical that you work on overall body toxicity, gut immunity, gut health, colon health, but you have to decipher your endocrine system, your nervous system, there's trauma issues. It's quite complex. If it's a lot of structural issues, that's a whole different protocol, treating injury. So many things could be avoided in terms of surgeries and all these medications if you really develop a comprehensive approach. But when people feel like, okay, I'm going to buy this one tool, which is a great tool, maybe get lucky for a month, maybe it does for a couple of people eliminate all their problems, but generally my experience is you need a collaboration of tools. All right, thank you, take care.